muster up all of that courage to show up to this very, very scary thing and then just be lumped in with a bunch of other terrified people. It just kind of exasperates the fear. At immigration court for almost a year now, and I've been in hundreds and hundreds of hearings, and I have been in several, more than several, individual hearings, which is when you get to the very end and you're receiving a decision. So I've been there while all information is divulged, and nobody has a criminal record. They just don't. So the idea of illegal immigrants is, it's upsetting, and of course it is a very intentional from the administration, so people get a skewed idea of the people that are going to these courthouses.
Well, that certainly fits the narrative, and they need the public to at least believe that in order for them to be able to find this even somewhat palatable, what they're doing right now, right? And you were quoted by the LA Times describing these huge mega master hearings where 60, 80, sometimes 100 people are scheduled for essentially the same hearing. That is insane. What
Mm-hmm.
does that look like and feel like from the perspective of the people standing in the room? Because it has to be overwhelming, especially for the people there that don't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just, it's like, it sounds like a cattle call to me.
It is. It is. I mean, I think the mega masters are just another effort from the administration to dehumanize people. These hearings are incredibly serious, like it's probably the scariest thing that's happened in a person's life. And to show up and there's 90 other people trying to be herded into the same courtroom. I mean, your individuality just goes out the window. And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this, but a bunch of the my fellow volunteers have been at the courthouse where mega masters for a particular judge are so large that all the respondents don't fit in that judge's courtroom. And so they'll put half of them in the courtroom next door, and they'll use WebEx, which is a digital platform. So the judge is giving advisals to the people in their courtroom in person, and it's broadcast next door for the folks over there. I mean,
I just have images of I'm going to just say it, the Holocaust and people being like herded like animals into a cattle car. Like
yeah,
that's what that elicits for me for
yeah,
visualization.
it's very distressing, um, and and you have to recognize that every time there's a mega master, there are many, many people that don't show up, and there is just so much fear in that space. ICE was detaining people inside that very courtroom up until last August, the end of that month, and people know that it wasn't safe for a long time. So a lot of people don't go, and they risk their safety in any time that they might have in the United States not showing up because they're instantly deemed deportable. So the people that do show up are very brave. They have a lot of guts. They know that there's no way they can understand what might to expect. Like they don't know what's going to happen, and yet they're there. And so to muster up all of that courage to show up to this very, very scary thing and then just be lumped in with a bunch of other terrified people, it just kind of exasperates the fear, and it is it is tough to be around. The idea that we might provide just a little bit of comfort and safety, even just like sharing a smile, that's why we go, and that's why we're there. But that space is not, it's, it's not always a good place to be for everybody.